Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Helane Marie Anderson of Sacral Sounds, and I'm here on behalf of the Soundbath channel and Soundbath Live. And I'm really excited today to have our guest here, London-based sound healer Harriet Emily, who is a dear friend, a Kundalini yoga instructor, and also a vegan chef. So today she was recording in the studio for us, and I would like her to share a little bit about her experience today and the intention behind the sound bath she created for all of you.
I am so excited to be a part of this new adventure with Helane, and what she's doing is really amazing and so inspiring. And what I wanted to do today was really work on opening up the heart. I traveled from London to come and do this, and a lot of my work is about this heart opening practice because, especially in London, it's quite a tough city, and the more we can focus on becoming more of a heart-centered planet, we're going to be able to move through things a lot quicker, because the more we can learn to forgive ourselves and each other, the sooner we'll actually get down to the base of changing. We have to move past the grudges and have to move past the tension in order to push through and kind of see things through more of the eyes of when you were a child again. It's that youthful joy, and I try to bring that through my sound and just keep things very simple, very pure. I just focus all my energy on the gong when I'm playing, and I work with a mantra which works on the empowerment of people, and then I just gently transition into the bowls just to end with a nice kind of uplifting energy, and again just bring everything into the heart center.
Beautiful. So I wonder if you can tell our audience out there, just to take a back step a minute, what exactly does opening your heart mean?
Yeah. To me, the first way to opening up the heart is taking a bit of time to take some self-inquiry, and that means instead of always rushing around with your life as if you're on autopilot, like thinking I have to go to school, go then get a job, go get married, have children, etc. It's like, stop. That's a template for life. So when you take a step back out of that and you think, who am I as a person and what does this life really have to offer, you start to kind of question the routine. And then when you question your daily routine, you start to question who you are and what your interests are and what your passions may be. And then when you start to inquire more about you, you're focusing on the heart, because when you focus on yourself and what brings you this joy and what makes you a human, that's all the elements of the heart, because you're dedicating time to yourself. So then when you start to connect to you, you kind of brush off all of these barriers and all these layers, and then you get down to the basis of yourself. And when you're in that space, you then view things differently, because you've got to learn who you are as a person, and then you start to see other people as who they are beyond that mask. And that to me is like the beginning. Then you'll realize other things too.
Okay. And I wonder also if you could tell our audiences what it means, what a mantra actually is. Because I know you come from a Kundalini yoga background. And for those of you that don't know Kundalini yoga, it's very based in mantra and words, and that words carry vibration. They carry specific energy. So I wonder if you can explain to everyone what the definition of a mantra is.
Yeah. So the mantras in Kundalini that we use are in Gurmukhi, and that's an ancient language from Punjab in northern India, and it's a language. So the mantras, they're just a combination of sacred words, and it's like a download of a specific language, and then we've translated that to understand what it means in English. But it's a sentence of words that carries a specific vibration, and we know this because when you chant this set of words, the tongue will stimulate different acupressure points in the mouth, which will then correlate to the changes in the body, because we're a flow of energy. So when you hit those points, you'll stimulate this change and this movement and flow of energy throughout the body, and then it also happens to hit the brain. And then when you're chanting that, it's hitting those points and it's hitting those brain waves. You're naturally correlating it into a change in the physical body, because you're tapping into energy reserves and flows that you don't normally when you're speaking. So the whole purpose of a mantra and what it is it's a combination of words that carries an energy through the stimulation of points in the mouth, and then that, you'll notice over time, creates a change in your body system.
Beautiful. And so further to that, how do you explain then to our listeners out there, how does that correlate with the sound healing, like with the bowls?
So the way that it works for me is that when I invite the energy in before I begin, and then I focus on mentally chanting this mantra, I'm projecting out a specific energy when I'm playing. So I really make sure that I'm completely focused on this mantra or on a word when I'm playing, depending on the energy of the room. So today I was focusing on the heart, so I use that energy. And then because the gong as a vibration amplifies the player's energy, it's kind of a washing over of whatever's in my field. So if I'm focusing on a pure intention, that's being expanded through my aura. And then when I move into the bowls, they have a pure uplifting energy in themselves, so I kind of let them play me, and I don't chant the mantra when I'm playing the bowls. I just focus again on enhancing the energy, and I ask the bowls to guide me to what they want to offer, because this pure quartz crystal is so amplifying and so restoring that they just kind of enhance the power of the gong and what I did earlier in the session.
Beautiful. So further to that, I'd like you to give our listeners a little bit of background. Yeah. How did you stumble into sound healing?
Yeah. It all came through Kundalini yoga. So I found Kundalini when I first came to Los Angeles when I was 18. And when I took one class of that, I instantly knew I'd found why I was alive. I just felt so different.
That's deep.
Yeah, I really was. It just was this sudden knowing, like, this is why I'm here. I just knew. And then after that one class, I was practicing every day. I went back to the UK. I was taking classes. I signed up to be a teacher. And the main thing that kind of hit me as well in Kundalini was the gong. So in most Kundalini classes, there will be a gong playing in the meditation relaxation at the end. And there was something about the waves of sound, how you literally feel it shift your mindset into a different space. And I was so obsessed with this feeling and so inspired, because I'd never felt that from sound before, that I literally just went on Google one day and was like, what's the gong? And upon my search, I found sound healing, and it related to all these other instruments and tools and vibrations and frequencies. And I found a course, and I just went and studied, and everything took off. It just happened.
Beautiful. Well, that's an interesting journey. And so so now you come to Los Angeles fairly regularly now, right?
Yes. I come out every few months, and the healing community out here is incredible. There's so many inspiring people, and what I love is that every time I fly out here, I learn something new, or I gather some new insight that really helps me take the magic back to London. So it's beautiful, and I love it here.
Right. So you've explained how Kundalini yoga is connected to the sound healing for you.
Yep.
So how does your vegan chef work connect to the sound healing?
I chant mantras, and I have the gong or different instruments playing all the time when I cook. So I try to make my whole life an act of meditation, and it's not always easy, and you have so many things happen, but all I know is that when I have mantras playing all the time, or I have sound healing music with the gong, with the bowls playing in the background, you're already lifting the energy up in any space at any time. And when you're in that space, things just happen in more of an aligned way. So when I'm cooking, I'll always be chanting mantra or kind of infusing it with this energy, because we don't realize when we're making anything, we're putting energy into it through our hands, through our thoughts, through our words. And if you can include something that's of a high vibration, you're literally going to ingest that energy into your body. And I try to combine that into my food so that all of my work somehow merges itself together and just makes this trinity of things.
Beautiful. So for anyone out there that it's their first intro into sound healing and they're watching you, like, do you have any advice for the new sound bather?
Try and stay awake in your first sound bath. A lot of people fall asleep, and I completely see why, because I've done it too, where it's knocked me out because it's not what you're expecting. A lot of people don't realize how powerful the sound is, because in music, yes, you can get that feeling, but the purpose of listening to music isn't to get that relaxation. So when you're laying down and you're just covered in all of these sounds that are washing over you, you're likely to want to fall asleep or not have that control. But my encouragement to you is to stay awake and try and experience the movement and the feelings that these sounds create, because they're a vibration and we're vibration too. So sometimes you'll feel when one bowl strikes, it move or shoot an energy through your body in a different place. And if you're awake, you're going to be way more aware of the sensations and the thoughts and the images that might be coming up in your head. So just be open to it and see what things that the sound can bring to you, because it's so much further beyond what you just hear.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Harriet Emily, and thank you so much.
Thank you.